So let me now take the concept of sovereign AI to our guests to be able to better understand what this is all about. Kesava and Parth, Kesava, to you first. How do you define sovereign AI in the context of national policy and digital sovereignty? You know, and in the formulation of national policy, yes.
Yeah, so data is very critical. So whatever the data within the India, making sure that data should not go beyond our borders. In such a way, everything is moving to AI. While we are building AI, every company must follow the sovereignty AI. In such a way, there are 5 principles. Like one is whatever the transparency with respect to AI should be auditable and clear transparency of what we are building and what we are showing in terms of data. And consent is very important. Like when you are trying to use a data, you have to make sure that data is consent already. And accountability comes into the picture. If an organization is building AI, they make sure that accountability part very clearly so that the data should be protected and accountable. And out of these, there are 2 different angles I wanted to provide. One is like a purpose limitation. If you are considering the data of citizens of network or domains or whatever, making sure that is only on the purpose built. On what purpose we are building, we have to use the data for that particular purpose. You should not use the data for other purpose. That is what purpose limitation, which it is clearly called out. And the last one is data minimization. That is whatever the data you required to build AI, that only data you have to consider. Otherwise, it is like a loss of data, data loss production may happen.
Okay, should countries mandate local data storage to ensure sovereign AI?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really important that the data that our citizens are creating, it should lie within our country, right? You don't want the West, for example, to capitalize on data that's generated via via Indian citizens. You really want data residency in AI, and then there are different layers of sovereign AI systems, right? You want even models that are being built, you want them to be built on Indian data so that they're made for the Indian citizen, and you want the data training to actually take place or the model training to also actually take place in India.
But how will then sovereign AI drive innovation and reduce dependence on foreign technology providers?
So if we have models that are built in Indian data centers on Indian data, then slowly we can see the adoption of Indian models taking off. We're already seeing this on the world stage. We're seeing that models have come up and people are sort of using them, and and going forward, as Indian innovation takes place, as the slope of innovation gets higher and higher, we'll see all data being used that is being created in India, being used for Indian models and working on improving them.
Okay, so Kesava, yes, the government of India has launched an IndiaAI Mission to make the country a leader in AI, and of course a significant budgetary allocation has also been made for it. What kind of regulatory architecture is required in your view to support sovereign AI?
Yeah, as I said, there are multiple principles, and first principle is we have to follow DPDP Act, which is an India regulated act, to make sure the companies must follow, because I see many startups are coming and AI is booming like anything. If you try to ask some data in WhatsApp or ChatGPT, it is going to provide n number of information, but what it is going to provide is the key, and that we have to make sure with the regulations that we have currently. So I would suggest if you are an organization, making sure you apply these DPDP acts, it has a proper regulation act, then definitely company will follow the sovereignty.